Alright, in this next video in section 11.1 we're going to check out question 3 here. We're told that the area of Spokane is 60.02 miles squared, or in other words 60.02 square miles. Convert this area to acres and to square feet. And then we're given this little conversion here that 1 square mile is equal to 640 acres. Okay, so let's go ahead and do the acres first. So for acres, we can go ahead and use the given conversion there, right? That 1 square mile, so that's 1 mile squared, like what we saw in the last video. This is equal to 640 acres. Now, just to emphasize here, remember, square miles are units of area, and so in turn, right, acres, right, are also units of area, not lengths, okay? So let's go ahead and start with our area of Spokane in square miles. That's 60.02 square miles. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply. I'm going to use what's called a conversion factor. Multiply that area of Spokane by the following fraction, right? And what I want is I want to get rid of the units of square miles, and I want to wind up with units of acres. Okay, so I can treat this just like would any fraction multiplication problem. Since I see miles squared here, and just really to emphasize things, you can even think about this as 60.02 miles squared over 1 if you like, just to emphasize that we're going to be thinking about this in terms of fractions. I'm going to go ahead and put the miles squared units, since I see them up here for the first fraction, I'm going to put them down here for the conversion factor. And the reason being is that these are going to cancel out. They're going to divide out to 1. And then I'm going to put the units of acres on top. So the units I'll be left over with are just going to be acres. Okay, so from the given conversion, there are 640 acres in 1 square mile. Alright, great. So now we can see, okay, these units of square miles are going to cancel out. And then I'm going to go ahead and multiply. And I'm going to multiply the 60.02 by 640. And it turns out we're going to get 38,412.8. And again, the units here that would remain in this calculation are acres. Alright, great. So that is the area of Spokane there in units of acres. Okay, so now let's go ahead and look at similar calculation, but now we're going to do things in square feet. Now for this, we're going to have to first think about, right, how do we go between miles and feet, right? Well, for that, that's really a length conversion. And the length conversion there is that there are 5,280 feet in 1 mile. Okay. Now again, I don't expect that you have these kinds of conversions memorized. I know I didn't write that down in question number 3. I probably should have here. But this sort of information would be provided for you in the problem. Okay. What we can now do with this, and this is just straight from the last video, right? From a length to an area conversion, right? We are going to square things, right? Because we're now talking about something that's two-dimensional, right? So this is going to be 5280 squared square feet is going to equal 1 square mile. Okay? Now, this is a really, really big number. What is it exactly? It's 27,878,400 square feet. And that's going to equal, well, 1 squared is just, of course, 1 square mile, okay? So, you know, a square foot is just a 1 foot by 1 foot square, okay? To fill out a square mile, you're going to need a lot of those little carpet sample size squares to fill out that square mile. So square miles are remarkably large, okay? So now let's go ahead and go back to the area of Spokane, right? This is 60.02 square miles, okay? So now if I want to convert this to square feet, well, just like in the last problem with acres, right, I'm going to use a conversion factor here. And since I see I have square miles here, I'm going to put the square miles and the conversion factor down in the denominator, so it'll cancel with that. And then I would want my square feet up in the numerator. All right, now I have this whopping number, this 27,878,400 of those square feet, right, will make up 1 square mile, okay? And now we got, again, these units of square miles to cancel. And so when all is said and done, multiplying that really large number in the conversion factor by 60.02, we're going to get an even larger number, right? This is going to be 261,000, still going, and then we got 568, and there the units would be feet squared. So a lot of carpet sample size square feet to cover all of Spokane. All right, great, that'll do it.